What we got?
Got the old vines Zinfandel.
What else we got in there?
Got some nice Cabernet right over here. And we got some blackberry mix.
What is that blackberry mix?
Carignan, mostly Carignan. A little Grenache and Elegant mixed in.
Very nice. How the grapes looking?
They look great.
What did Louis have to say?
Louis gave us a good batch of grapes here. Louis had to say he doesn't sell shit. And then we had to stop at a gas station, and then the Indian guy wanted some grapes, so we gave him some grapes. And we rolled in on fumes.
We
leave Louis, his gas is on E, like hitting the deck on E. We're driving, like, we gotta get to a gas station. I'm like, Murray, pull into this gas station. Now that one's closed. No, it's not. Ah, shit. We finally get to 1 and 9. We roll into the gas station, the car stalls out as it, and we coast next to the pump.
Murray disaster. All right, let's unload these suckers.
It's vegetable. No, it's not soap. Well, it's food grade vegetable soap. It's fruit and vegetable. It's made out of oranges.
So what we're doing here is we're actually washing the grapes. And food grade wash. We're going to rinse them off, and then we're going to crush them. All right. So the next step after this is we're going to get them out of the soap.
What a day.
We're going to spray them down again to get the soap off them now and let them drain before we crush them.
Could have got some help with that actually, but I'm too busy taping here. Kat, why don't you come on over here? So they go into the crusher. This is basically what Lucy used to do with her feet. So we got ourselves a crusher here. And we're going to plug it in.
Nice and clean.
Right there. Plug it in. Okay. And all it's doing is there's a grinder in there. Doing is pushing the stems out the back end so none of the stems get in the grapes. You can see here. Grapes are up there. Pushing that. Coming out over there. What we got, Jude?
Looking full of grape stems. That's one load.
Was that about 20 cases worth?
Yeah, about 20 cases.
Where we down, Jude? Down to the last three?
The last three, yeah.
What are we putting in there?
Got some nice Zinfandel here.
How's it taste, Kevin?
Pretty good.
That's
It's
how
done
quick.
already.
Yeah, that's how quick it is. We don't have to get it even finished into the barrel, and we're done. Actually, we're drinking. What was that, Jude? Kevin, you remember?
I don't know what we couldn't figure out.
Ruby or no?
Ruby Cab or something from a couple of years ago. We couldn't identify.
It may have been Sangiovese, maybe.
Sangiovese.
I think it was Sangiovese.
So that's 3 years
I
old.
think it was an SV, and I couldn't figure out.
There you
what
go.
it was.
That was three or 4 years ago we made that.
SG, I guess.
It still tastes good. What we end up with is a barrel and a half actually of crushed grape, which will sit here for about a week or so. It'll then go through the process of fermentation and hopefully turn itself into some pretty decent wine. That will.
All right, we just finished knocking off 30 cases of grapes. What did we actually do?
20 cases of old vines Zinfandel,
Out of where? Lodi?
Lodi Valley. 4 cases of Cabernet Sauvignon out of Madera, California, and 6 cases of. It was a mixed case. There was 3 different grapes in the case, all from Madera, California. Mostly Carignan, which is a grape from southern France, and then a little Grenache and Elegant mixed in.
The grapes are all now grown in California. I mean, they're
All from California.
originally from France. And then,
Yeah, right. The Carignan is a variety that comes from southern France, but these grapes were grown in California. Originally, It's a variety that comes from southern France.
Back in the day, the old guys, they used to use just Algon, right? And instead of the 3 black blend.
Well, I mean, they could have used Carignan too. They were growing those grapes years ago. I mean, they would have just bought a separate box of Carignan and a separate box of Algon, which we could do too. Actually, I think we might do that next year. So you have more control over how much of what you're putting in there. Because I thought it was a mix of third, and it's not. They told me they basically loaded up on whatever grows better that year.
Oh, okay.
Some years it's different. This year's a lot of Carignan, which is fine, but you have better control. You could just buy a case of Carignan for $30, the same price. You know?
Kevin, your first experience on the crush, what do you think?
It was top notch. Good operation. Went down to Newark. Met with Louis DiDonato. Got all the grapes. There were a lot of people there too. Was there? Yeah. How many people were there? He had about 10, at least 10 guys picking up.
He's there. His father started that business almost 100 years ago. So
Nah, about 70 years ago.
yeah, well, it's close to
100 years.
So he's there a long time, and he took the operation over, and that's where we've been getting our grapes since '99. I think we started doing it in this particular group. Actually, this is a brand new group. This is Kevin's first year. Me and Jude have been doing it for a while. A couple of the guys dropped out. We put it all together, and what we're trying to do this year is we're going to do garage fermentation, which is a new process. Again, everything we do is actually not out of the book. We kind of go on our own. We've been doing it in a basement for a lot of years, but it's a lot of work carrying those crates of grapes up and down the stairs. So this year we decided to try something different, all on one level, a little less on our back, right, Jude?
Yeah.
Kevin thought it was a pretty decent operation, right?
Oh, definitely. Is there a benefit to the basement?
Yeah, cooler, and Jude's theory that the longer you make the wine in one location, the more the location takes on the whole process. There's yeast floating around. There's all the elements needed year from year. They're kind of hanging out in the basement, so you're kind of setting that room up. So we're going to a whole new spot. We're using the same barrels actually. We have barrels that are cognac barrels out of France. They're used once. Cognac is
French oak.
French oak. Cognac's aged once, and then they discard the barrels. And what happens is winemakers, especially home winemakers, but not exclusively winemakers, take those barrels, and then they ferment their grape in it. There's a couple options. You can go with brand new oak out of the United States. You can go with toasted head that a lot of people like. We don't particularly care for that. That basically means is that they torch the inside of the barrel, and it gives it kind of a smoky flavor that we're really not into, but that's a matter of preference. But we prefer the French oak barrels, and we've had the best success with that, with the particular method that we use.
How many bottles did you have?
Well, we did 30 cases, which is right. We did about a barrel and a half, which is a little less than a barrel and a half actually. We're good for about between 240 and 260 bottles, or 20 to 24 cases out of a barrel. So we're looking at close to 30 cases. We hope we can get. It's almost a 1-to-1 ratio. It depends really on the press next week when we press the grapes to see how much juice we actually get out of them. Because if the skins hold back, we'll get a little bit less. And if the skins let loose, we'll get a little bit more. So that's what we're hoping for. Right, Jude? Barrel.
About 350 bottles.
We made a good crush. It came out before, right?
No mold, I don't have to say.
Quality years is more.
No, not from Newark. That's the one reason we go out there. He's out in Newark, and his grapes are coming in daily. The grapes that we did today came in yesterday, and it's about a 4 to 7 day trip across the country. They're trucked in by refrigerated trucks. They're dropped off.
Almost 6-7 days.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever it takes to get across the country, but some of those grapes came yesterday. We waited till today because some of the grapes only came in last night, and they were put on the side for us today.
How fresh they were.
They were delicious.